today I wanted to bring you a springtime makeup tutorial, and this makeup tutorial is something that I thought springtime, fun, flirty, kind of using some of those minty colors, a little bit of teals, a little bit of purples, but without going over the top. I wanted to create something that you guys could wear every day, but it's just still really in touch with the season. So this is something that's simple, it's short, it's every day, but it's a way for you to really incorporate some colors, and I know that a lot of people don't like the same brown after brown after brown. So this actually only uses one kind of neutral color, and everything else is like a bright color, but the way we make it work, it's not obvious that we're like pow wow color in your face. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I think it's really fun, and be sure to tell me what you guys like in the comments. Tell me if you like these kind of looks or if you don't or what you want. And I guess that's all. I'll show you how. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime, and I'm using the Bare Essentials Prime Time for Oily Skin. It's actually pretty good. And to apply this, I'm actually just going to use kind of a normal brush. This is the brush I'm going to be using, and it has like a very, very flat surface, if you guys can see. This is going to really help us apply. This one is the FB07. This is a Sedona Lace one, but just use whatever you have, just as long as it's flat like this. So I'm going to take a bit on the back of my hand and begin to apply. This brush helps to apply it very smooth. Once that's a little bit dried off, on the exact same brush I'm going to be applying my foundation, and this is one that's a cream to powder. It's by Tarte. It's like an Amazonian clay. You guys can use any foundation you have, but for this look I recommend a cream to powder just because that's kind of what we're going for. So I'm going to apply a little bit to the back of my hand, and I'm actually just going to use the exact same brush to apply this in a very, very light layer. So I'm just going to kind of drizzle over the top and then buff it into my hand and then transfer it onto my face. That way I get an even application on the brush. And this foundation is a little bit light for me. It will oxidize just a tad, not very much. If it's really not your color, I would recommend going in with like a color corrector, whether that's through powder or whether that's through primer. Tarte has a, Beauty Balm. I actually did a review on it if you guys want to see it. That would be really good to put under this just to correct it to my skin tone. But keep in mind, just use the foundation that you think is best. Because this is a cream to powder, we really do not need a powder. You guys could go with a powder or better yet a setting spray. I'm actually going to not use a traditional setting spray. This is actually an acne treatment. So I've actually been using this a lot, and I just do this over my makeup. And it's not like it's an actual setting spray, but it's like an acne treatment, so sometimes I use that instead of a setting spray. So just use your regular setting spray, and from there, we'll go into kind of our face and our blush and stuff like that. Because it is such a small brush, you want to start gentle and then really blend it up and out into bigger swirling motions so that you get a fuller coverage look. So I've applied like a really, really thick application of blush, and now I'm going to go with bronzer. This is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and I really like this one just because it's not like a shimmer bronzer. It's an actual mattified bronzer. But I'm just going to use the brush that it comes with and apply this directly underneath my cheeks. And we are going to blend this out, so you want to apply it in kind of a heavy layer. I'm also going to drape this just down the sides of my nose. Next, I'm going to go in with my favorite fan brush, and I'm actually using a couple different brushes today, but I'm using one part of a set, which I actually love. Look at this fan brush. You guys know I'm addicted to fan brushes. I love to dust shadow away from under my eyes. This one's just like jumbo. This one's great for applying powder all over to the face in a really, really light application, which is what we're going to do because we have a cream to powder foundation that's already powdered a little bit. I love this brush. This is the FB01 from Sedona Lace, and I think that's actually why I like this brushes so much, is because it just comes with a fan brush. But you could use a powder brush. I really recommend getting a large fan brush for this next step. So use whatever you prefer. But I am just going to kind of dust this out, and we're first going to concentrate here, right here on the cheeks, which is kind of a form of micro exfoliation, kind of like the buffing. And I'm first going to bring this down, and then we're going to go in with a very, very sheer layer of powder. So I'm going to do this first just to kind of loosen up any extra settlements and kind of blend these in together, and then we'll go in with our powder. The reason for this brush is to really just kind of set the foundation everywhere because it is kind of a cream to powder. We're just going to use this with nothing on it up here. We're actually going to put powder on it to use it in the blush area just to demure it out. But the main idea is to use nothing on it and just kind of set everything all at once before we go in and blend this only area out. Next, we're going to go in with our powder, and I'm going to use this on just a compact, just like a compact makeup powder. And as you guys can see, it takes a little bit here, and we're only going to apply this to the blush area. That's going to help really sheer this out. We don't want to apply this anywhere other to the face. So I've done that. I'm going to take this brush. This is a FB03, but the main idea is that it's pointed like this. Do you guys see how it comes up and it's like really pointed? We want to use this, and we're going to take just a very dark powder. I'm going to be using this bronzer again, and we're going to apply it just below our cheekbones and our contour line. So our contour line is here. We want to apply this right here. And the reason that we're doing this is because it really gives depth to our face. This is going to make us look glowy and alive, and it's kind of like doing bronzer without going overboard. So I'm going to apply it right here, just kind of with the tip of this brush, and then I'm going to kind of sweep it up here by the temples. It's springtime, so we're not going overboard. Next, we'll start on eyes. I'm using this one, which is like a very small version of the 214. This is called EB21. Just use like a very small bunted eyeshadow brush and make sure that it's pretty flat as well. But I'm going in with a color called Hay, and this is actually really gorgeous. It's kind of a little bit orangey, so it gives us just the perfect springtime lid color. We're going to apply this directly to our lid. Also, I was told by a subscriber to pat, not pull, because pulling like this could cause wrinkles in the future. So I'm just going to pat this on for the sake of listening to you guys and trying to take your tips because they sound good. Next, I'm using kind of a tipped like pencil brush. It's not a pencil brush, but it's like it has a tip. Just use whatever you guys have. I'm going to be applying this with Talent Pool. It's a very nice blue, and this is going to give us a great pop of color just here in the crease. So we're going to apply it and sweep it all the way over. So this is really just going to be a crease color for us. In addition to applying this to our crease, we want to take a little bit just on the very tip and put it right underneath our lash line. Not too much and only at the edge, but make sure that these two connect ever so lightly. So on the exact same brush, I'm going to go in with my darker color. And the reason why is that we don't like mix everything up. This is Beautiful Iris, which is a gorgeous blue, purple. And we're going to apply this right next to the blue in the very outer corner. And I know this looks really dramatic, but we're going to be blending it out. So kind of apply this to the outer half of your look. Of course, if you get fallout like this, take your handy dandy fan brush and just sweepity sweep like I always do. Probably use a smaller one for this, just because we're going under the eyes. But I love fan brushes, so that's what's up. So last but not least, I'm going to start blending, and this is what I'm actually going to use. It's kind of like a blender brush, but it's different. This is the 13. It's different though. It's not like your typical blender, and I'm actually going to be using this color called Birthday Suit. This is one of my favorite colors. It is one of the most perfect like brow colors in the world, like for this area right up here. So I love to use this on my brow, and we're just going to apply this ever so lightly. In addition, we're going to apply this a little bit to the inner corner. It's just going to give us a beautiful pop of color, and then we're going to blend out these darker colors a little bit more. We're just going to kind of swirl over the very middle and really not touch the outside here. Just kind of go over the very beginning and make sure this is all blended in properly. And of course, go back in with your fan brush in the order that you need to. Next, I'm going to go in with liner, and I'm actually using this blue one by Makeup Forever. Use whatever liner that you guys have on hand, and I'm going to apply this just to my tight line or my waterline or whatever they are called. And then after that, I'm actually going to be using a brush to get my upper line. So now that I've applied that, I'm going to be using this to get kind of up here. And sometimes it's hard to do it with this. This is actually a great brush for gel liners, but because I want such a faded out look, I'm just going to take this right on the very tip. This is a 19, by the way. Use any brush that's like this. You guys see how it's like slanted? This is great because it's easy to put on liner without stabbing yourself and without, having a big issue. So I'm just going to apply this right here and kind of create a little bit of a blue wing. We had a visitor! Yay! Okay, so anyways, I am using this mascara from Hourglass, and you just want to apply any mascara you like. You could do falsies, but I'm just going to apply this in kind of a thick, spindly coat. And last but certainly not least, we're going to do our lips, and I really butchered that word. So as you guys can see, I have a little bit of foundation on here. I'm actually going to take a Q-tip and wipe it up and then apply my gloss. So once our lips are dry and clean, I'm going to apply my gloss. This is a moisturizing lip treatment with mint. Really tasty. But I'm just going to apply this because it gives us a nice sheer glow. In addition to a little bit of SPF protection. That way it's not overpowering. So that is all, guys. This is the finished look, and as you guys can see, the pink on our cheeks brings in a really nice bright flush. The nude lips, not nude, but like just glossy, kind of gives us like a fresh look, and the eyes just make us look beautiful and awake. And if we look really, really close, we can definitely see that they incorporate those colors, but it's not like wham bam color in your face. Also, I feel super spiffy. I did my nails under my trench coat by Sephora by OPI. And they're short, and they match my shirt, and my shirt matches my bracelet, and it jingles, and I feel really special. That's me on coffee. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I hope that you liked this, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.